again, I'm Ann Schubert, Operations Coordinator with the ACC Foundation, and the foundation basically raises money, brings in money to get scholarships for our students through it college-wide. We have many different scholarships for many different programs. Y'all, as many of you may know, there's the Faulner Scholarship, which we've had for years. It's an endowment from Faulner Construction. But in addition to that scholarship, which we have had for years, Granger, I'm sure many of you have heard of Granger, the company here in Austin. They last year gave us a scholarship. They gave us 6 scholarships for welding and heating and air conditioning. Well, that went so well, they said, you know what, we want to expand the program. We want to expand it out to building construction and automotives. So we have 3 $2,500 scholarships now, just specifically for building construction students. In addition to our Faulner Scholarship, which is usually about $1,500. So there's 4 scholarships for building construction. Ask me how many applications we got last year from building construction students.
Right, 275.
2 scholarship applications last year. Well, that wouldn't work this year because we have 4 scholarships to give out. So we need more applications. Now, in addition to these, we have a book of scholarships. We're giving out over $410,000 this year in scholarships. And so, in addition to these, there are also other general scholarships that you could apply for. So let's say we get 10 applications. We do 4 of these. You may still qualify for some of these other scholarships that are available. Basically, if you can apply online, that's the best way to do it. That has a paper application in it that you can fill out in the middle if you don't have access to a computer or you're just not comfortable filling out an online application. And when you go to our website, it does list all of the scholarships available to our students. It lists them by department, and then it lists all the general scholarships as well. So for the Granger Scholarship, y'all are already meeting the first qualification, and that's the building construction major. You must have already completed 12 hours of coursework in the program, so they want you into the program pretty well. A minimum 2.5 GPA, and then financial need, that's determined just off of your application. It doesn't mean that you have to qualify for grants. It doesn't have to mean that you know, a lot of people think with financial aid, I don't qualify for grants, so I can't get any scholarships. That's not true. We base it differently, and we just base it by what you put on the application. And then once you have the scholarship, you just have to take 6 hours each semester and maintain that 2.5 GPA. The scholarship pays for tuition, fees, books, and with your major, it would also cover tools that are required for the class. And like I said, it's $2,500 for the year. So if you're an in-district student, your tuition, fees, and books wouldn't use all that $2,500. You could use that additional money to pay for some tools that you could use in your career. It's a 1-year scholarship, so it's good for the academic year of 2010-2011. And the same thing goes with Faulner. It's the same type of scholarship, but it's only for building construction majors. So it's only for this department. It's usually, like I said, about $1,500. And that one also requires a 2.5, but you don't have to already have the 12 hours for the Faulner Scholarship. It's the same 6 hours, tuition, fees, and books, and then it would also cover tools if you had money to do that as well. Some students already have their tuition and fees covered by other organizations or other entities. Then that money could be used for tools because your tuition and fees are already being paid by different companies or sponsorships. So what the application entails, it's an online application. It's pretty easy. You just go in, you give your name. Well, actually, a lot of it's pulled in already through the DataTel system, which is what all ACC students are on. So really, you just have to go in and fill out your major, any type of extracurricular activities you do, or community service, or awards that you've received, and then fill out your income information. Do you have a job? How many hours do you work? How much do you make? If you're a dependent student, you would fill out information for your parents. If you're married, information for your spouse. If you're single, just you. If you have dependents, it just kind of gives us a picture of your financial status, how much, do you need a scholarship, that type of thing. And then it also asks for a up to 300 word essay. It doesn't have to be pages and pages, really just a short couple of paragraphs. Your essay is, what are your educational goals? How is ACC going to help you reach those educational goals? And what's your career? What do you want to do with that degree that you're looking to earn? I mean, nobody knows better about the subject than you. The best way to do it is to type it in Word or some type of a Word program and copy it and paste it into the application. So that way you can kind of go over it, look at it, read it, edit it. The learning labs on campus will always look at those for you and kind of go over it and see if you need to do any more edits. Save it, copy it, and just paste it into the application, push submit, and we get it. If you have trouble with it, you can always call the help desk. And you can use any of the computer labs on campus. They will also let you do the application in there. But you have that paper version. You can also submit that to the financial aid office with just a typed or handwritten essay. I'm sure any of your instructors would be happy to give you a letter of recommendation. It doesn't require it, but it does make your application stronger if we know that the department sees your ability and sees your talent, sees your passion for what you're doing. So that's really kind of what I have to say. Does anybody have any questions?
You'd mentioned tools. Mm-hmm. Would that also include building materials that might be required for cabinetry and some of the more advanced work?
Yes, if it's required, the person that handles the funds once they're awarded and handles distributing them, when you submit the receipts to her or what you want to buy, she sends it to the department head, and Warren would just look it over and say, yes, those are required materials or required tools. It's okay to reimburse that student. June 1st is the deadline for this, so you have a little over a month to get that application going and get it work. You don't have to wait till June 1st to apply.
The 3 Granger scholarships, do you think those will be continuing after this year?
They were very happy with the program last year, so we're hoping that we'll get good candidates again this year and that they will continue this scholarship.
So it sounds like it depends on the submissions and the candidates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if we tell them, if they say, yeah, we gave you 3 scholarships, and we say, we only got 1 application, they're going to be like, well, is there really a need? Is there really a need for that scholarship if nobody's applying? Now, if you were applying with a company like Granger, or if you were applying with somebody who does a lot of dealings with Granger, to have that on your resume is going to look really good. If it's offered again next year, you get it this year, you still have another year on your scholarship, on your academic program, you can apply again. You can reapply for the scholarship. Okay, I expect to see there's a lot of faces in here, so I expect a lot of applications. Any other questions? Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Ann.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.